The sun was beginning to set, painting the horizon in shades of orange and red. Emily, a 24-year-old girl from the USA, adjusted her backpack and took a deep breath. This trip was supposed to be her adventure, a chance to escape the noise of city life and connect with nature. With a small tent, some food, and her survival kit, she had entered the vast national forest, unaware of how dangerous the journey ahead would be. At first, everything felt magical. The trees whispered in the evening breeze, birds chirped overhead, and the river nearby sparkled in the last rays of the sun. Emily walked confidently, humming softly. But as darkness began to fall, she realized she had walked too far off the main trail. The map in her hand didn't make sense anymore. She looked around. Every direction seemed the same: tall trees, thick bushes, and endless shadows. Her heartbeat quickened. "Calm down, Emily," she whispered to herself. "You just need to retrace your steps." She tried going back, but the forest was a maze. Within minutes, she understood the horrible truth. She was lost. Emily decided to set up her small tent near a cluster of rocks. The night was colder than she expected. The sounds of the forest grew louder. Owls hooted, branches cracked, and far away, something growled. She lit a small fire with the matches from her kit. The fire's glow gave her a sense of safety, but sleep didn't come easy. Every rustle in the darkness felt like a predator watching her. She clutched a stick in her hand, whispering, "Tomorrow, I'll find my way out. I have to." When the sun rose, Emily packed up quickly and began walking again. She tried to follow the river, thinking it might lead to civilization. Hours passed, but the forest only grew denser. Her water bottle was half empty, and her food supply was running low. By noon, she felt weak, but then she heard something: the snapping of branches. She froze. Slowly turning her head, she saw movement between the trees. A pair of glowing eyes stared back at her. It was a wild wolf. The wolf stepped forward, baring its teeth. Emily's heart pounded so hard it felt like it would burst. She grabbed the emergency whistle hanging around her neck and blew it with all her strength. The sharp sound echoed through the forest, startling the wolf for a moment. But instead of running, the animal growled and leapt at her. Emily swung her stick wildly, striking its side. The wolf yelped but scratched her arm with its claws before retreating into the trees. Emily collapsed to the ground, breathing heavily, her arm bleeding. Tears welled up in her eyes, but she quickly tore a piece of cloth from her shirt and tied it tightly around the wound. Her body trembled, but her spirit whispered one thing: survive. That night, Emily didn't sleep at all. She kept the fire burning, clutching the stick in her injured hand. Every sound reminded her that the wolf might return, or something worse might be lurking. When dawn came again, she looked at her reflection in the river. Dirt covered her face, her clothes were torn, and her eyes were tired. But in those eyes, there was still a spark. "This forest will not take me," she whispered. "I will find a way out." And with that promise, she stepped deeper into the unknown wilderness, unaware that even greater challenges were. Emily's legs ached as she trudged through the endless forest. Her injured arm burned with every movement, but she refused to stop. She had survived the wolf, and now she carried a fire in her heart, a determination stronger than fear. Small blue diamond hunger and hallucinations. By the third day, her food supply was almost gone. She nibbled on the last protein bar, her stomach growling in protest. The forest around her was alive with sounds: rustling leaves, birds calling, and sometimes distant growls. She began to see things. Once, she thought she saw her mother standing between the trees, smiling warmly. Emily ran toward the figure, calling, "Mom," only to find empty space. Her knees gave way, and she whispered, "Hold on, Emily. Don't lose your mind now." Small blue diamond, the river of hope. Later that afternoon, she stumbled upon a wider part of the river. Its water sparkled under the sunlight, and Emily dropped to her knees, drinking eagerly. The cold water refreshed her, but more importantly, it gave her hope. "Follow the river," she muttered. "It has to lead somewhere, maybe a road, maybe people." She walked along the riverbank, using it as her guide. But the forest had its own tests in store. Small Blue Diamond, the bear encounter. As the sun began to dip again, Emily froze at the sound of heavy footsteps. She turned, and her blood ran cold. A massive brown bear lumbered out of the trees. Its eyes locked onto her, and it let out a deep, thunderous growl. Emily's heart pounded. She knew she couldn't outrun it. She remembered something from a survival video she once watched. "Don't run. Make yourself look bigger." Trembling, she raised her arms and shouted, "Go away!" Her voice cracked, but she forced herself to scream louder. The bear sniffed the air, stepped closer, then swiped a paw at the ground, testing her. Emily grabbed a rock and hurled it as far as she could. The noise distracted the bear, and for a tense moment, it turned its head toward the sound. Emily slowly backed away, step by step, until the bear finally lost interest and disappeared into the forest. Her knees buckled, and she collapsed, tears streaming down her face. "I can't believe I survived that." Small Blue Diamond, the storm. That night, as she tried to rest beneath the shelter of an old tree, thunder rumbled overhead. A storm broke out, rain pouring down in heavy sheets. The firewood she had collected turned useless in the downpour. She shivered violently, hugging herself to keep warm. The storm lasted for hours, and Emily prayed silently. "God, please don't let me die here. I still want to see my family again." When the storm finally calmed, she lay exhausted, half-conscious, but alive. Small Blue Diamond, a ray of light. Morning came with a soft golden glow. Birds chirped once more, and the forest looked gentler after the storm. Emily rose slowly, her body aching, but her eyes widened when she spotted something in the distance. A thin line of smoke rising above the trees. Her heart leapt. A campfire, or maybe people. Gathering the last of her strength, she followed the direction of the smoke. Her steps were clumsy, her vision blurry, but hope kept her moving. Small Blue Diamond rescue. After hours of walking, she stumbled into a small clearing, and there, she saw two men in ranger uniforms near a fire. "Help!" Emily screamed, her voice breaking. The rangers turned, shocked to see her. They rushed to her side, catching her as she nearly collapsed. "My God," one ranger said, "she's hurt and she's been out here for days." Emily tried to smile through her tears. I survived," she whispered before everything went dark. Small Blue Diamond epilogue. Emily woke up days later in a hospital bed. Her arm was bandaged, her body bruised, but she was alive. Her parents sat beside her, crying with relief. She whispered weakly, "I thought I'd never make it out." Her mother kissed her forehead. "You're stronger than you know, Emily. You fought the forest and you won." Emily closed her eyes, a small smile forming. She had faced hunger, storms, wolves, and even a bear, yet she survived. Her story would forever remind her, and others, that even in the darkest wilderness, hope and courage can light the way home.